welcome to my channel. My name is Shanna Lee, and today I will be working on day 10 of my December daily. For day 10, I will be working on the back side of this tag. I put it through the printer and I noticed some spelling mistakes, so I'm going to cover this with this. And that was my plan all along, was to just paste something on top, but I kind of like the look of the black on the craft style, but that's all right. I will cover that. This bucket list came from Ali Edwards' prep party, and it came with the stars you can fill in as a checklist. So in Photoshop, what I did was typed in my own prompts of things that I wanted to do over the holidays, and I ended up doing everything on this list. So I love the handwriting, and I just really wanted to include this in my December daily. And then on the right side, I have a 4x8 citrus twist plastic, and I love this size. There's so much you can do with it. You can put a full photo in it. You could do traditional scrapbooking. You could do like a digital format. I pulled out some white number options. I really love this small size. I finished my journaling, and this is the photo I have for today's event, which is all about my husband's work. I find using one photo, it really opens up a lot of opportunities to do some fun decorating. And because there's lots of browns and greens, I think it really needs a nice bright color to pop in behind it. So this is the paper that I chose. It's from Elle Studio December Documented Kit from 2020. Yeah, so that's my plan for today's layout. I'll go ahead and put this in fast forward and we'll see what we do. This part is pretty simple. It's literally just cutting it out to size and pasting it on top of the folder. I don't know how I didn't notice it before, but items on my list get repeated. So off camera, I'm going to go ahead and cover this again. It will just make it even more secure. So I go ahead and I paste this on and cut off any excess. And then I take out my hole punch and cut out the holes. I noticed that there's a bunch of extra space at the bottom, and I decided to pick out this nice classic red and white stripe washi. And then I take the last three of the LE Studio sticker stars and disperse them throughout and finish it off with a sticker. For this next layout, I was so excited to use this beautiful red paper by LE Studio. I measured it as a 4x8. I thought the red just really would pop with so much green in this tree. This was a door decorating contest that my husband had with his work at his office, and I didn't have any borders, so I went ahead and pasted it to this cardstock. I thought that the white border would really help it pop in behind the photo. So I thought I would go ahead and describe to you a little bit about what is in this photo. My husband works a lot with flowcharts and scalars and frequently uses post-it notes. So he made a Christmas tree with post-it notes, and basically it is a scalar, and you start at the top and you go down each column. So it talks about how to have a Merry Christmas COVID style. So the first column on the left says, remembering the reason for the season, sharing the message of peace, hope, joy, and the bottom, love. And you start back at the top, spending time with family and friends, and then it breaks apart into two more columns. Spending time with family in your own household, and then in the other column is spending time with family virtually. And then basically it just goes down from there. So you have indoor activities, outdoor activities, and then it talks about watching a movie on screen sharing and using FaceTime, and it all at the bottom joins us together in love. And I just thought that was so meaningful and so thoughtful. That was completely his idea. I did give him some of my scrapbook embellishments to help decorate his tree. So for this layout, I decided to go ahead and trim out all of the journaling into little strips. I asked my husband to do the journaling for this layout, and he wrote it all down, and I typed it out and printed it. He does enjoy participating in my December daily, and he was very happy to do the journaling for this layout. In past years, he does do even one of the 25 days, and he'll decorate it start to finish. So it's fun for him to take part even a little. So for example, last year we went to a NHL hockey game to see his favorite team play, the Winnipeg Jets, and he completely did that layout himself. And then the year before, we did a bunch of wrapping presents together, and I had a picture of him holding a huge stack of presents to hide up in the attic, and he did that layout. I'm really liking how this layout is coming together. I would definitely suggest, if you're going to do a text strip layout like this, make sure your text strips are slightly wider than your score tape. It's just a lot easier getting full coverage of adhesive. I was thinking about using a glue stick, but I do notice there's some bubbling that happens and it doesn't quite lay flush. Something to keep in mind if you're planning to do text strips is to make sure you keep your journaling brief. When I asked my husband to do this, I was like, can you keep it to 3 or 4 sentences? Just because I wanted to make sure there was room for the photo. So I went ahead and I staggered these back and forth. I kind of wish that I made each text strip a variety of different sizes, but somehow these all ended up being the same length. I go ahead and do the same staggered pattern at the bottom, and I add the next text strip straight onto the actual photo. And there's my cat. He thinks everything's for him. And what I find is if you add the top text strip and then the bottom text strip, that it's easier to get even spacing for the in-between. I am actually quite surprised with how much journaling I was able to get onto this one little page. And then I go ahead and stick on the last 3 lines. I think if you had a sticker maker and put these strips through and got even adhesive on, it would have definitely saved time. But I really am glad that I went with the score tape. And the very last thing that this layout needs is a number 10 for day 10. I thought the big chipboard numbers were too big, so I found these beautiful thin Allie Edwards numbers that were available in her shop. I love how it just coordinates with everything and pops on the page. And everything's all ready to go back into my album. I also wanted to share with you my day 11. Day 11 was a prompt for the December daily group Anything Goes, and we were working with a specific color, and I chose the color pink. I will leave the process video for day 11 linked below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!